And we begin with quite a scene involving Rudy Giuliani. Remember, as Donald Trump's legal project dies out and also complicates the Republicans' chances in Georgia, it's Trump and Giuliani who are keeping the former New York mayor in the news.
Mr. Giuliani, did you ask the president to report it?
Oh, are you really going to ask me that? Of course I did. That's so ridiculous.
Have you committed any crimes that you need to be charged for?
That's a very insulting question. I did not ask the president for a report, and I have not committed any crimes.
Mr. Giuliani's denial does not rule out whether he discussed this with President Trump amidst reporting that the president is mulling pardons for up to 20 allies, with Republicans worrying about the prospect of an unprecedented string of pardons that they concede could be seen as an abuse of power and thus backfire. A Political report that I just mentioned includes names that do show why some Republicans are already getting nervous about this. Possible beneficiaries ranged from convicted felons like Paul Manafort, who Trump long claimed he barely knew before 2016, so why pardon him, to the eclectic visage you see there on the screen, the absurd concept of a celebrity pardon for Joe Exotic from the hit Netflix show The Tiger King. This is real life. The pardon debate has Republicans nervous because Trump has shown little concern for anything other than trotting out Giuliani to lie about the election since his loss. There's really been no other pro-Republican or pro-American plotting as far as we can tell. So regardless of how this impacts democracy, the rule of law, or the GOP's hold on the Senate, Donald Trump is barreling ahead. Meanwhile, the legal team's efforts have been rejected by the courts. His lawyers forced to drop lawsuits after admitting under oath there was no voter fraud and no evidence. We've reported that. And now we've hit a period where Giuliani himself is attacking a Republican legislature for letting down America, adding he's ashamed of them, stoking internal divisions heading into the critical Georgia runoffs. Now, like it or not, presidents have broad pardon power. So this particular Trump-era battle, which you can see Republicans are increasingly nervous about, it boils down to judgment, not breaking rules or norms. The rules authorize Trump to pardon anyone for federal crimes if he chooses to. But the president-elect is already warning that even if it's allowed, the current president's actions could undermine the nation's standing around the world.
Well, it concerns me in terms of what kind of precedent it sets and how the rest of the world looks at us as a nation of laws and justice.
We're joined now by former federal prosecutor Glenn Kirshner and Michelle Goldberg from the New York Times. Good to see you both. Glenn, given that this is allowed, what are your views of the point the president-elect makes, that there are other costs?
You know, Ari, we're going to be talking a lot about pardons, I fear, for the next couple of weeks and probably for the next 48 days, because it is likely to rain pardons. We're hearing more and more reporting that Donald Trump is considering pardoning any number of people. And, you know, it raises so many questions about the pardon power. The first, I think, most important thing to know, and everybody has said this repeatedly, including me, is that if you're granted a pardon, that generally extinguishes your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, such that you could be forced or compelled to testify, even if that testimony included things that incriminated you, because you can't be prosecuted for it. But, you know, it's not quite that simple. It's more complex than that, because if you're granted a federal pardon, you could very well say that's fine, but I may have committed state crimes, so I could still be prosecuted.
Let me steer you, Counselor, a little bit back to the question. I appreciate the Fifth Amendment privilege, but I'm curious, bottom line, do you think it is a problem, even if allowed, that Donald Trump go forward with these type of pardons? And what do you think of, say, what we showed, Rudy Giuliani claiming that he has no interest in any of this? Meanwhile, there's hard reporting, multiple sources saying they're talking about this for a lot of these people.
Ari, ordinarily it would be a political problem, but Donald Trump seems to be largely immune or unconcerned about political pardons, as do his Republican supporters. Some might call them enablers in Congress.
Glenn, I'm asking you, do you think this is a good idea or not?
Oh, I think it's a horrendous idea for the rule of law.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.